It is your worst nightmare, standing in the dock accused of a crime you did not commit, labeled a sex offender. Christopher John Ferguson, 31, lived that nightmare for nearly a year while he sat in jail awaiting trial at the Dunedin District Court and chance to clear his name. Yesterday, he was finally exonerated. 8 sex charges, including 2 of rape, were dismissed by Judge Michael Crosbie after the primary complaint admitted she had made everything up. Police interviewed the 13-year-old girl in 2013 when she made allegations of sexual violation. In 2015, she came forward with further claims of reputed rapes that supposedly occurred over several weeks. Added to the allegation of drunkenly groping another child, police finally charged Ferguson in May last year. He denied the charges but was denied bail partly because of convictions for violence on his criminal record. Ferguson spent the next 10 months behind bars as an accused sex offender. After Judge Crosbie officially cleared him, he walked out of the dock a free man and tearfully embraced family members outside court. Ferguson said yesterday he was overwhelmed and glad the truth came out in the end. The last 10 months have been emotionally draining on me and my family. I've missed out on so much. Despite the ordeal, the man said he bore no great animosity towards the girl who lied about him. I do feel sorry for the complainant for carrying those lies around for so long, Ferguson said. It feels great to finally have my name cleared. The jury sat through almost 2 days of evidence before the climax of the trial on Tuesday. After viewing more than 3 hours of video interviews with the young girl during which he gradually painted a picture of constant abuse, counsel Ann Stevens cross-examined. In her opening, she told the 12 jurors the allegations against her client were fabricated, and so it proved. Mr. Stevens' questions were firm but fair and initially elicited some responses that saw the complainant become upset and need to take a break, Judge Crosbie said. When the trial resumed, the girl said none of it had happened. She had lied. The jury was asked to leave, and the judge gently reminded her of the importance of telling the truth. Crown Prosecutor Craig Power then took the team through each of the 7 charges that came about because of her accusation. She said Mr. Ferguson did not touch her on occasion. The judge explained to the jury before dismissing them yesterday. She confirmed that she was not under pressure and she was telling the truth. The girl told him she was having family problems at the time. That her runabout explanation, Judge Crosbie said. Through scenarios like it was not unheard of, the judge said, what you've seen is out of the ordinary and we regard as an exceptional case. I'm satisfied we know the truth. What you have is a trial process that worked, he said. After considering the matter, overnight power yesterday elected to offer no further evidence on the charges and Stevens applied for dismissal. Judge Crosbie said both counsel's actions were appropriate and granted the application. Though the complainant had stood by her allegation at trial, he noted the police had opted not to press charges following her statement in 2011. It's fair to assume the decision was based on insufficiency of evidence over the client or both, the judge said. Rape crisis Dunedin community educator Anna Hook Sims said false allegations made it hard for real sexual abuse victims to come forward because most feared they would not believe. Our understanding is that all sexual violence complaints that are pursued in court, only 2 to 3% of these cases are ones which complainant admits giving false evidence. She said, adding it was important to consider why it happened. I think we need to keep in mind that people who make false complaints often make them for another reason, such as personal issues, health issues, or even past history of sexual violence. And often, when sometimes like this happens, the person can be forgotten and fury that follows the false accusation. Hope that in this case, the person receives the support they need. And remember, if it's not legitimate rape, it's illegitimate rape, right here on the Illegitimate Rape Show.